A colossal empire, forged in stone and faith, vanished into the mists of time, leaving only whispers.
Their silent stone faces have watched centuries pass, guarding a secret that has baffled historians and explorers. This was once the heart of a superpower, a metropolis housing nearly 1 million souls. Then, silence. What happened to its people? Where did they all go? The official history holds no answers.
At its zenith, the Khmer Empire was a dazzling civilization, a beacon of art, culture, and divine power.
They controlled the trade routes, commanded massive armies, and built monuments to challenge the gods themselves.
Their ambition was carved into millions of tons of sandstone, an architectural marvel built over 37 years. Their stories, their beliefs, their entire universe were etched into these gallery walls for all time.
Their genius wasn't just in art, but in engineering. They tamed the monsoon, creating an agricultural empire.
But this paradise was built on a knife's edge, and something went catastrophically wrong.
War? Climate change? Plague? The theories are many, but the truth is far more shocking. First theory, the gods abandoned them. The monsoon, the lifeblood of the empire, simply stopped coming.
A mega drought, lasting for decades, starved the fields and turned their sophisticated waterworks into a useless relic.
The water that built their world now became the source of conflict and desperation.
Or perhaps it was the opposite. A sudden shift to violent floods that shattered their masterful infrastructure. Their greatest strength, their control over water, became their ultimate undoing. An empire drowned by its own ambition. Another theory points the finger at their rivals. The growing power of the Siamese kingdom of Ayutthaya. In 1431, a devastating invasion sacked the capital, a blow from which the empire would never recover.
They didn't just steal its wealth, they stole its soul, its knowledge, its artists, crippling it forever.
But was a single invasion enough to topple a civilization that had stood for 600 years?
For centuries, their kings were god kings, sustained by the complex and costly rituals of Hinduism.
But a new faith was spreading, Theravada Buddhism, a simpler path, promising enlightenment for all, not just kings.
This new belief shattered the divine authority of the king. Why serve a god king on earth? The social glue that held the empire together dissolved, leading to a quiet, internal collapse of authority.
And what if it wasn't ideology or war, but an invisible enemy? A devastating plague.
Crowded cities and international trade routes that brought wealth could also have brought a swift, silent death.
An epidemic could have wiped out a significant portion of the population, especially the farmers who fed the empire.
Without people, the great stone cities became tombs. But no theory alone seems to fit perfectly.
The truth, scientists now believe, is not one single event, but a perfect storm of disasters. A fragile system pushed to its breaking point. A series of cascading failures that became unstoppable.
The long drought weakened them, turning neighbor against neighbor, creating internal fractures.
This weakness was a signal to their enemies. The Ayutthayan invasion was not the cause, but the final, fatal blow.
The survivors made a strategic choice, abandoned the high-maintenance inland capital for a new one further south.
Angkor wasn't wiped out in a single day. It was a slow, painful death by 1,000 cuts.
And so the jungle returned, cloaking the city, hiding its secrets from the world for centuries.
The stone gods were silenced, imprisoned by wood and leaf, their stories forgotten. For 400 years, it was a myth, until a French explorer stumbled upon the impossible.
The discovery shocked the world,
and ignited a firestorm of speculation and romantic fantasy.
The slow, painstaking work of peeling back the layers of jungle and time began.
But the biggest revelations were yet to come, thanks to technology that can see through the Earth.
LIDAR revealed the truth. Angkor was the most extensive urban complex of the pre-industrial world.
This discovery reshaped everything we thought we knew, showing the true scale of their success.
Their complex system was also their Achilles heel, too big, too complex, and too vulnerable to climate swings.
It wasn't an apocalypse. It was a calculated retreat, a pragmatic choice to survive by moving on.
They left the stone gods to their fate, choosing life over legacy, people over palaces.
But the spirit of Angkor never truly died. It transformed, adapted, and endured in its people.
The dances, the stories, the faith, they are still alive, passed down through generations.
The empire fell, but Angkor remains. A testament to human ambition, genius, and fragility.
It serves as a warning. Even the greatest civilizations are not immune to collapse.
What lessons can we learn from the silent stones of Angkor? The answer is waiting. But even with all our technology, Angkor is not finished revealing its secrets. Not by a long shot. Beneath the jungle floor, rumors persist of undiscovered temples and royal tombs, filled with untold treasures.
Even the massive reservoirs now being explored are giving up artifacts lost for nearly a millennium.
Each new find asks more questions than it answers. Who did this belong to? What was their story?
And what about the anomalies? The strange carvings that defy conventional explanation? Could ancient Khmers have seen living dinosaurs?
While absurd to academics, these wild theories show how desperately we want to understand the impossible.
The very layout of the temples seems to mirror the heavens, a cosmic map written in stone.
Was this city more than just a capital? Was it an astronomical observatory, a gateway to the gods?
The greatest king, Jayavarman VII, built more than temples. He built 102 hospitals across his empire, a system of universal healthcare, a network of roads with rest houses for travelers. What happened to this vision?
Now the final frontier of discovery is being explored, the DNA of the Khmer people themselves.
The empire is gone, but the bloodline, the culture, and the resilience of its people remain unbroken.
Today, a global effort is underway to save this wonder of the world for future generations. A fight against time, climate, and neglect to ensure these stories are never lost again.
Its magnetic pull is stronger than ever, drawing millions to witness its impossible beauty and ponder its secrets.
The stones may hold the past, but the future of Angkor lies in the spirit of its children.
So, was it an act of God? A climate catastrophe that no society could have survived?
Or was it simple human nature? Greed, envy, and the brutal finality of war?
Or was it a revolution of the soul? An ideological shift that made the old ways obsolete?
The fall of Angkor was not one story, but all of them combined. A complex system failing spectacularly.
It's a cautionary tale, because the same forces that brought down Angkor are at play right now.
Our own civilization, with its complex infrastructure and reliance on a stable climate, is more fragile than we think.
Are we over-engineering our world? Creating systems so complex that their failure is inevitable?
Angkor is not just a story about the past. It's a mirror, reflecting our own future.
They achieved perfect harmony, and then they lost it.
Will we make the same mistakes? We have more advanced weapons, but the reasons we fight are exactly the same. Is nature our enemy, or the only thing holding our world together when our own systems fail?
The full truth of Angkor's fall may yet be found, hidden in the earth or encoded in the stars. The stones keep their silence, challenging us to solve their riddle before we repeat their fate.
The greatest mystery isn't why they fell, but how they ever managed to fly so close to the sun.